When Jamie Stacy gets together with her family Saturday on the 4th of July, there won't be much talk of the document that was approved on that day in 1776. We celebrate the freedom we have to be together as a family, because for many years, our country did not celebrate that, said Stacy, who is black. It's the kind of freedom not available to their ancestors when the Second Continental Congress approved the Declaration of Independence, which famously stated that all men are created equal. From tracing their ancestry, the family knows that her husband's great-great-grandmother was a slave who was sold twice in her lifetime. It is a conundrum, said Stacy, a founder of the Strong Women's Action Group and a teacher with Spokane Public Schools. You have the benefit of living here in America, where there are laws that say you have certain freedoms. But along with the history of the Founding Fathers in Philadelphia 244 years ago is a history of slavery, Jim Crow laws, lynchings, segregation and race riots like the one that burned Black Wall Street in Tulsa in 1921. Stacy's children learn about the Founding Fathers' ideals in school, but have to learn most or all of those other parts of American history at home. They learn that their family has a long history of military service, but when they returned home, there were places they couldn't live because they were black. Not everyone was considered to have been created equal, it turned out, with rights to life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness. The soaring language of the Declaration of Independence has always been a conundrum, and what it represented to people in the nation it helped create has meant different things to different people at different times, said Stephen Fountain, a history professor and director of Native American Affairs on the Washington State University Vancouver campus. It was written by elite white men to other elite British men, Fountain said. 4th of July wasn't widely celebrated during the American Revolution because the country was at war and only about a third of the population strongly supported a split with Great Britain. Up through the 1790s, the leaders of the country, including George Washington, John Adams and Alexander Hamilton, were Federalists who had some disagreements with the main author of the Declaration, Thomas Jefferson. They were more likely to point to the Constitution. Plus, they were trying to improve relations with Great Britain. It was awkward, Fountain said. But as the political faction that agreed with Jefferson, the Democratic Republicans, came to power, they were more likely to point to the Declaration and its soaring language. That language has a strange context, Fountain said. Jefferson generally believed in the ideals he wrote about, but he was a slaveholder. In his initial draft, he even included a passage about slavery, which he called execrable commerce, in the list of grievances against King George III,